how did I learn English as a Spanish native and why I actually don't really recommend my way also. And so I've been learning languages for 4 years, English for 4, Japanese for 2, and 1 month ago I've started learning German. And because of this, my life has honestly changed completely, and I feel honestly much more happy. I have a purpose. I actually am a fucking athlete right now. I used basically the things that I was addicted to learn the language. And so, what things did I use? I used videos about video games, I used video games, and I used series. And at the point, I also used TikTok. And at the point, I was addicted to all of the things. I was addicted to TikTok. I was addicted to series in Netflix. I was addicted to video games like Rocket League and video games. Yeah, honestly, just Rocket League. I think that's the one I remember the most. Yeah, I actually don't think I was addicted to video games like that much. I was also addicted to porn, but like I didn't use porn to learn English. What the fuck is that? You know? So yeah, basically I used all of those things, and because I'm a Venezuelan, you probably don't know it, but like I'm a Venezuelan guy. What happened was that because I'm a Venezuelan, I needed fucking money. And so how did I get money? Well, you probably know this MMORPG, which is basically RuneScape, and here basically you can trade the money that you get for real money. And so basically I did that. And because I did that, I actually had a pretty decent level in my English, right? Not decent, but like some basis on the language. And so I said, okay, since I have a basis, I can kind of like start doing immersion, you know? And how did I get to know immersion? Well, there was this YouTuber called Mr. Salas, and basically Mr. Salas talked about immersion a lot to Spanish natives. And so basically I heard that and I just said, okay, like I have this initial level, I can literally start doing immersion right away. And basically that's what I did. And I started doing immersion with the world of Gumball. You probably know this cartoon, and it's actually kind of like, honestly, it's pretty funny to be honest. And so I did that, right? For 30 minutes daily because I didn't really have any fucking discipline. So 30 minutes daily, I watched the world of Gumball. And when I started doing that, I noticed, okay, like I can actually understand like a 30% of the cartoon. And so that's actually pretty good. I already watched the cartoon like in my youth. I basically just already like watched the cartoon. And so that's also something that is good, right? So I already knew the context of the series, and I already basically knew what they were saying. Kind of. And so I kept watching it for like 2 to 3 months, something like that, more or less. What happened was that, okay, I noticed that my comprehension improved to like a 60%, 70%, something like that. But like, I didn't do Anki's. That's something that I need to like tell you. Like, I didn't do Anki. I didn't do any of those things like that basically make language acquisition way more efficient. I actually didn't never also translate words that much. Maybe like one time every day or something like that, I translated a word that I had a lot of problems with, but like I literally just fucking did immersion, nothing else, right? Even to this day, like, yeah, I do some lookups whenever I'm reading, but like that's because I read books that are kind of like that have some weird vocabulary, that novels that have weird vocabulary, and yeah, I do some lookups, but even to this day, I never fucking used Anki to learn English, you know? And so yeah, if you have that worry and you don't want to use Anki, yeah, you can. Although I feel like, of course, not using Anki will make you not really be as efficient, but like you don't need it, honestly. So yeah, I did that, you know. For 3 months straight, more or less, I watched the world of Gumball, and I noticed that, yeah, I was improving. And so I was doing series, right? And then what I started doing was that, okay, I will watch YouTube now because I feel like I have more comprehension than when I started. And so I started watching videos about Rocket League of pro players playing. And honestly, like, I mean, it's kind of useful at the start because, I mean, you hear them saying like, I don't know, pass the ball to me, or good play, or what a good game, or something like that, you know? And when they are toxic, I mean, you learn some insults too. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of useful. And from there, I basically went to watch YouTubers playing video games, but like more, more useful video games that I could actually learn vocabulary from. So that was Krunker, I think. That was Krunker. I actually didn't play that much games. That was like Krunker. I think like also League of Legends. Oh, I watched a lot of videos about RuneScape too, old school RuneScape. I actually watched lots of videos in English about that too. And so that's how more or less I learned English. I improved my listening. And from these points, more or less like 6 months in, I started like using TikTok, and I started like doing 8 hours of TikTok daily. And so a lot of times there were like lots of TikToks in English, sorry. And basically By just fucking watching TikTok, I improved my listening a lot. Now, 1 year in, I have a pretty good listening, but something happens. Which is that I don't really have that much discipline. And I just say, okay, like basically what the YouTuber said was that at some point you will want to talk. And when you want to talk, basically you should start talking. But I didn't do that. I just said, okay, like I maybe right now I don't really want to speak. So I will basically not speak. Like there's no problem. And so what I did was basically, okay, I will not speak. And so I waited another year watching TikTok, playing video games. I think I didn't really play that much video games, honestly, in English. But yeah, watching TikTok, playing video games, watching series, and watching videos. So I did that for 2 years straight. And I noticed that, okay, I've been learning English for 2 years, but like, I still don't want, like, I still can't really talk, honestly. And so something that I've noticed is that I needed to start reading because I mean, I need to improve my reading too, not only my listening. My listening actually was in a pretty good like level, to be honest. Like I need to improve my reading now. And something that happened was that my attention span was really bullshit. My attention fucking span was really bullshit. Why? Oh my god, because you are watching TikTok for like 6 hours daily. Now it's really easy to watch TikTok. You're watching YouTube videos, you're watching like all of those things which basically don't improve your attention span, right? Because it's really easy to do, of course, you know? And so basically that's what happened. So now I wanted to read, I wanted to improve my reading, but like I couldn't because I had a basically really shit attention span. And whenever also like I tried to talk and just practice at least 20 minutes of speaking daily, it was just like, bro, I can't. Why I can't? Because I don't have the fucking attention span to at least do something for 20 minutes daily. And so that's what fucking happened. And actually, that's why I don't really recommend like learning lots with like TikTok, anime series, video games, you know? Because like at some point you will get addicted to those methods. And because you get addicted to those methods, you will not really improve and you're just only worsening your attention span at that point. Now, there's a caveat to this, which is basically that you can basically use those things at the start. Yeah, fine, because they are difficult. But like after 3 months, after 4 months, after 5 months, it actually doesn't really make sense to keep using those things because like now they're easy and now they're only just worsening your attention span. And now it's only just consumption, like you're only consuming, you're not doing anything else, right? And so basically that's what I recommend after like maybe 6 months of using these things. You basically just stop using them and you do something more healthy, which is basically just reading or just practicing your speaking with people, reading aloud, a lot of things, you know? So basically I started doing that, but the thing that helped me the most, especially with the speaking, was making videos in this YouTube channel. And that was actually a primary purpose of making my channel. Like I wanted to improve my English in specific. And so basically what I did was you probably, I don't know if you know that, I don't know if you know this, but like I started making videos. First I did some type of guide videos, but like that didn't work that well. And then I started doing like some kind of anime videos. And in these anime videos, I didn't really show my face. And because I didn't really show my face, I could literally have a script of the entire video and literally just read aloud that shit. And like I repeat that shit a lot until I basically didn't stutter, and that's how I improved my speaking. And at some point, I started showing my face, and I started literally talking to the camera. And because of talking to the camera, I improved my listening. I improved my speaking. But at this point, I struggled with my pronunciation, and because of I struggled with my pronunciation, I literally had to improve my pronunciation, which was at like August of this year, August, June, more or less. And so I started doing the last video, which was basically tongue twisters. I started doing like tongue twisters. I started reading a lot for hours, and that's how basically I improved my speaking too. I improved my pronunciation too, my articulation of the language. And so, yeah, that's basically how I did learn English. And if I forgot something, please leave it in the comments because I will read them. So, yeah, that's it for the video. Be sure to give a like, subscribe, all of those things if you want more people to know about this. Thank you.